The Katsina State Police Command says 5 police officers were killed in the line of duty, while a total of 38 suspected bandits were neutralized during various gun battles in the year 2021. The command's public relations officer says 4 general-purpose machine guns and 109 anti-aircraft ammunitions were recovered from the bandits in Katsina State. Katsina State Governor Aminu Masari says the state will support residents who are willing to procure weapons to defend themselves against attacks from bandits. Katsina has recorded a surge in banditry, which has led to kidnappings and killings of residents. Addressing the media, Governor Masari says it is unfortunate how criminals get guns, but good people do not have the means to protect themselves. The governor says the number of security operatives in the state is insufficient to protect lives and property.
To wajibi ne mutane mu san cewa ga dai halin da kasar mu take ciki. Maganar tsaron nan ta kowa da kowa ce, ba maganar siyasa a ciki.
It is mandatory for us to know the true situation of things in our country. The issue of security is for all of us. Let there be no politics in it. If we are being attacked by foreign elements, that is something different from the present situation. But these attackers are the sons of our neighbors. They are people that we have been living with peacefully. We in Katsina State, that we are boasting that we are Muslims. There is a way that God instructed us to do in a situation like this. We should not allow ourselves to be killed, or our family to be molested, or our property to be destroyed. It is not right for a miscreant to be allowed to carry a weapon, but the decent people are not allowed to. Whoever is able to possess weapons should do so in order to protect himself. Whoever comes to us for assistance will surely assist him. The police are ever ready to assist by registering all arms that are in private hands. We will not sit down and allow this situation to remain the way it is.
And to have further discussion around the likely implication of this substantial development, we're now being joined by a lawyer, Kunle Adegoke, who is a senior advocate of Nigeria. Welcome to the program. Let me start by going straight in by asking how feasible is this call for residents to bear arms in Katsina State?
Thank you very much. I believe it is a realization by the governor that the security situation in the state has broken down completely. And to that effect, the call by the governor is unfortunate because it is not possible for individual citizens to be allowed to procure arms in this kind of a situation, to just continue fighting, fighting in defense of themselves. The situation will be one of anarchy. It will lead down to complete breakdown of law and order. And in this kind of environment, it is an abdication of governmental responsibility on the part of the governor to have made such a statement. It is rather better for the governor to take into cognizance and walk in line with his brother governors from the south, who have been calling for establishment of state police and who have been trying to protect their territories against criminals and miscreants. The call for state police should not be seen from the angle of ethnic profiling or an agenda to attack a particular people of ethnic race. It is a call to protect our territories, to protect our people, to protect our lives and properties against miscreants and criminals who believe that it is their right to subject law-abiding citizens to molestation and unnecessary deaths. I would rather say that the governor should take up the gauntlet and establish an outfit like what has been done in the Southwest called Amotekun that will be able to engage, to assist security operatives to preserve law and order. It is very clear that the current security apparatus that we have cannot cope with the demands on ground. Things are broken down beyond the use of just the police and the army alone. We need state police. We need the state governors, the state governments in general in the various parts of the country rising up to the occasion. They shouldn't expect the federal government alone, because it is very clear that the current situation has gone beyond what the federal government alone can take care of.
Mr. Adegoke, the call for the decentralization of police control is definitely a smart one, just like you mentioned, for state police and local police. But I actually want to go to the legality of the situation, seeing that you're a lawyer. What would be the legalities of citizens taking up their own weaponry, especially when they come into the arms of the police or other recognized security operatives when they are armed? Is it legal as a Nigerian citizen to carry lethal weapons?
It is completely illegal from the angle of the Constitution, from the angle of the various laws regulating bearing of arms. It is illegal for ordinary citizens to procure arms. The law is aiming at preventing a situation where a circumstance in which everybody is licensed, is free to bear arms. It will foster further proliferation of arms, which has become a very dangerous menace in our society. The politicians have created a problem that has become difficult to control in relation to proliferation of arms, in which case they have used so many individuals, so many young men, able-bodied young men, as political thugs, into whose hands arms have become quite very common and proliferated. Now it has become impossible to mop up those arms, and that is what has created a situation where we have a lot of young men bearing arms and terrorizing residents and robbing, maiming, raping, and killing. So now this is what has encouraged the current problem of banditry that we have in the northern parts of the country and Boko Haram terrorism. And until we look at it from the legal angle, we realize that, okay, it is not legal for every individual to be allowed to bear arms. Then the provision of Section 15 of the Constitution, which imposes the responsibility on the government to provide security, will now become very paramount and imperative on all organs and arms of government to implement. And that is what has led to the call for the governors to do the needful in the circumstance where we realize that it is illegal for individuals to carry arms. Then the state must rise up to the occasion to ensure that lives and properties are protected.
All right, then. What's your take? I need to get your take and your thoughts regarding the governor, the Katsina State governor. Do you think he's shelving responsibility, the responsibility of protecting the citizens? What's your take? What are your thoughts?
Right, it is an abdication of responsibility. It is abandoning the constitutional and legal responsibility of the office of governor. It is rather better for a governor to resign from his office than to encourage the kind of anarchy and lawlessness that the governor is calling for. It is the duty of the governor as the chief law officer of the state to ensure protection of lives and properties in Ondo, in Oyo, in Osun, in Ogun, in the various states of the Southwest. They have established what they call Amotekun. And the purpose of Amotekun is to ensure that criminals, the security forces, the police, the SSS, the army are assisted in controlling crimes that have become so common in our society. And you see that in most of the southern states now, these are being currently controlled, unlike what we have in the north, where banditry has rendered lives impossible to live for our people. There have been uprisings of the people calling on the government to rise up to the occasion, to the challenges posed by insecurity in the northern parts of the country. I think it is irresponsible for anybody to say people should go and buy arms. We will assist you to procure arms. Where is the assurance that individuals who are able to procure arms in this kind of a situation will not turn it upon one another at the slightest provocation? Where is the assurance that we are not going to create street banditry, where street lords will emerge from thugs, criminals who have now been licensed to carry arms by the open support of the state. So in this situation, I believe that it is irresponsible, it is lawless for anyone to call on the citizens to openly bear arms to protect themselves. It's like saying to you, to your tent, O Israel, that is, the citizens have been left to defend themselves. Then there is no need to have a governor in place.
Complete anarchy. Mr. Adegoke, could it be a situation of getting bad advice on the governor's part? Because just as we've been discussing here, there are multiple options to explore this insecurity challenges, just like you discussed Amotekun and local and state police. I'm wondering why, in your opinion, why he would choose to go to such an extreme route as telling citizens to arm themselves and even saying that they could supply them with arms.
I believe it is self-imposed frustration. If we agree that, okay, the governor has become frustrated from the activities of bandits and the other lawless elements in Katsina, it is, we can agree that, yes, the governor has become frustrated, but I believe that it is self-imposed frustration, which the governor can immediately rise up against and ensure that the situation is controlled. When you look at it, there are steps to be taken aside from having in place the necessary state police, local government police that will assist in the kind of community policing that is really serious and desirous of controlling the situation in the northern part of the country today. When we have this in place, then it is important that the government must work towards reducing the army of young men and women that is available for recruitment by the bandits, by the Boko Haram, and other criminal elements in our society. If the population, the workshop of banditry is not starved of available army of young men and women, it will become impossible to fight. It will become a prolonged war that may be difficult for us to win. And that is why the unemployment rate in the northern part of the country today, the level of poverty, the level of ignorance over time has become something relatively permanent, that it is not too late right now to rise up to the occasion. All those elements that were being used for thuggery, to snatch ballot papers, to rig elections, now the state should meaningfully engage them. These individuals can be identified. There was a time that the governor was said to be romancing with these individuals and calling for negotiations. And by the time the state apparatus is reduced to the level of negotiation with bandits,
absolutely,
there is no difference.
There's no difference indeed. Yes, there's no difference. We totally get you, but thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us. That's where we're going to have to end it.